Are you ready to go to Cardiff?
Yes, for sure. The Preseason was very interesting, and now I have a better understanding of the group, of the way of working, and I think we worked well. We worked on the game model with different experiences against many teams during this Preseason. The game against Marseille was interesting because for the pressing, for example, it was a good exercise for us. It will be different against Cardiff for sure, but for the capacity of adaptation, I think it was interesting, and now we are ready to compete.
You did say after Marseille there are areas of the pitch and the team that you need to work on. What are your concerns as you start the season? Where do you think you need to be working?
I think the main topic for us is the consistency. So, I think we can play very well during many phases, during long minutes as well, but we can also have a lack of consistency, and in a league like the Championship, you need to be consistent. So we have this confidence because we know that we can reach a high level, but the whole performance is the ability to keep that level during a long time. So this is my main concern as a head coach, I think.
The fans' main concern is lack of a striker. How are you? What's your thoughts on that aspect at the moment? I mean, Mayenda's played pre-season and he's been effectively your first choice, but are you hoping to get a more experienced striker into the squad?
Yes, for sure, but as a head coach, we still have two ideas. The first one is to work with the team. So we have many talented players in this team, many strikers, as Eliza Mayenda, for example, and we will work with this team against Cardiff. So my main concern at the moment is to work with these guys. And on the other hand, we want to improve the team, and it's difficult to find the right player, the right people to work with in that club, because the responsibility is high. It's not just a question of finding someone, it's a question of finding the right player for our team at that moment in that club, with this responsibility, with this style of play, and so on. So it's difficult, it's a long process. We still have 3 weeks ahead. Maybe it could be better if it was available now, but it's not the case, so we'll work without.
Is that frustrating for you?
Not really, because as I explained just before, I like the player I have at the moment. So with them, I think we have a good potential. With another player, we will build something different maybe, but with this player we can perform well, I think. So let's work with it.
The midfield, Elliot Embleton has gone to Blackpool, Jay Matete has gone to Bolton. Do you still feel you've got too many bodies in midfield now that Pervader's come, Brown's arrived as well?
I don't know really for the midfielders, because we have many options. It's still the start of the season, so the next games will give us some other information, I think. If we think that a player can't develop himself, can't help the team because the time of play is not enough, I think it's better to leave, to go on loan and continue to develop. But at the moment, for these two players, it was important for them. For the others, we need to analyze.
You mentioned Cardiff. It will be very different to Marseille. What do you expect from Cardiff? They've got already 3 or 4 players out for a couple of months, and that's from pre-season, so they don't look a lot different to the way they ended last season.
The first games of the season are still different from the others because it's a restart. So no one knows exactly what will happen. So it's still open, it's still unknown. So for us, I think the main principle is to focus on our strength, on our game model, on how we want to play as a team, and then we will adapt with the events, with the style of play of Cardiff and other teams after this game.
And are you excited? Are you anxious? What's your feeling now? You're finally going to get competitive football.
Yes, excited for sure because I like competition. I like the championship. I like the hours before the game, and we can feel that everyone is now connected to the competition. And the preseason was useful. It's like a different period, and now it's competition, and we are looking forward to playing this kind of game.
And finally, for me, a bit of housekeeping. Is everybody fit? I know there's been a couple of niggles in pre-season, but as far as you're concerned, going into the first game, have you got available the 11 that you hoped to be able to play?
Yes, I think we just have Leo, who is maybe won't be available this weekend. For the others, they are still all available. Yeah.
Merci.
Hiya, I'm Nisha from BBC Look North. Nice to meet you. Nick talked about, fans are interested in will the club get a striker, but I think the other thing that's really important for fans is who stays at the club past this window. Are you expecting any significant outgoings? I know Jack Clark is a name that gets talked about a lot.
This transfer window is still could be surprising for sure. So at the moment, what I can feel is that the players are involved and interested by our project because it's a big club. The fans are very excited and very behind the team. So here it's nice to play, I think. But during this transfer window, it's still a difficult period because the players can hear many things. Some of them are true, some of them are not true. So let's focus on the team. So for me, it's the case. For the players, I hope too. But at the end, we'll see. And I think that because I can see during the training session, during the games we played during this preseason, they are involved. I'm confident.
Going into the season, the club will have targets. You probably won't want to share them, but how well placed do you think the club is to meet the ambition for this season?
The ambition, the first ambition is to represent the identity of the club, and I think that this club has a big place in English football. So the first pillars, I think, it's to build strong foundations. And with this strong foundation, with talented players, with people in the building who work together, with talent as well, we can create something different and have good results. At the end, the top 6 is one of our expectations for sure. And then we will see. I don't know, really.
And we know how physically draining a championship season is, 2 games a week for the most part, but it's mentally quite draining as well. Have you worked on that side with yourself, the coaching staff and players?
I'll discover this championship. So one of the point for this long run, I can say like this, is the ability to be involved instead of reacting always. So in the way we built the game model and our conception of the performance, if the players are involved and they want to share their ideas, they want to be proactive during the game, I think it's a good pillars to support this kind of long run. Sure.
Thank you, good luck.
Hi, Simon from ITV Sciences. How pleased are you with the way the players have taken on board how you want to play, your model of play?
I think it's not a new model. I observed and analyzed the game that the team played last season. For example, I remember the game against Southampton at home. They played very well with high pressure. They were bold and they wanted to recover the ball close to the opponent goalkeeper. They play fast and scored and obtained many big chances. And I like this kind of football. And I think they are able to play like that. So the problem was the consistency, the ability to maintain this level during the whole season with different opposition for sure. And we are working on it. So this is not really new ideas, maybe a new way to present, to give feedback, to discuss with them, or to have many conversations, to talk about the leadership, for example. But the game model is almost the same, I think. Now we need consistency to perform during the whole season.
You're new to Sunderland, but Sunderland's new to you as well. How are you settling in, just living here?
It's fine. The weather is incredible. The beaches are nice, it's like at Lorient. So the welcome is great, really. I'm very happy to be here every day, to work with the people here in the building, with the players, and looking forward to meet the fans at the stadium. So it's a good place to work, really.
Thank you.
Régis, you've spoken a lot about building a relationship with the supporters. Why is that so important to you, and how can you repay their support?
I think that a team, it's not an isolated element in an environment. Sorry for the accent. We need to share the ideas. We need to share the identity to perform well, I think. So it was the case in different clubs in France. I liked it. It was the case at Lorient, for example. It was the case at Saint-Etienne, at Lens, and I think here at Sunderland we have this power in the city, and the style of play needs to represent the community to find a new energy. I think if we can play with 12 players on the pitch, it's better. And as a player, as a coach, we can feel this energy. And to maintain a momentum, to give an extra energy during a game, it's a good pillar, I think. So it's a good direction for us.
What have you learnt about your squad during this pre-season so far, and how's it compared to other pre-seasons you've had in France?
The analysis of the video are still interesting, but the best feeling is the training and the games. So now I still think that they are talented. They can reach a high level in different phases of play, but the next element I found during this preseason is the consistency, really, because even this morning during the training session, they can play here and they can play here in 5 seconds, and we don't know why at the moment. Maybe it's a question of focus, maybe a question of concentration, of leadership. We are working on it. This is the main element I found during this preseason. Really.
Cardiff conceded a lot of goals last season. I think it was 70. If you employ a high press against them, is that something that can really be effective for you?
Yes, we want to play like that. I think that we can control the game because we have this kind of players. But to perform during the whole season, we need to be good in different phases, and especially on the high press and the counter pressing, because when I think we will be able to control the game many times. But at that moment, the defense is very aware, because they can run after the ball for maybe 1 minute, for example. So they are very aware. The way the best way to unbalance a team at that moment is when you lose the ball, they try to counter-attack, and if you are able to recover the ball at that moment, they are in balance. And I think it's one of the best moments to score and to create big chances. So in our game model, it's an important phase.
And just finally, their main threat last season was set pieces. Is that something you've worked on in training this week?
We'll work on it. The defensive phase wasn't a weakness for us last season, but to score it was a problem. It's often the last phase we are working on, but we have working on it during the preseason, and we will continue for sure. Yeah.
Okay.